Larian just dropped a fresh community update, number 32 to be exact, and it's the kind of news that makes you want to roll a nat 20 on your excitement check. Patch 8 is on the horizon, and this new community update is packed with some new juicy details. We've got a sneak peek at the upcoming crossplay stress test, confirmation of console mods finally being curated again, and a closer look at some of the long-awaited features like photo mode and the new subclasses. This update is a lot, and while it's sad to admit, it feels like Larian are setting us up for one last outing in Faerûn with this final major patch. So whether you're here for the mods, the bug fixes, or just looking for an excuse to throw more goblins off of cliffs, stick around. So let's break down everything Larian revealed in this update and why patch 8 is shaping up to be one of the best yet. Let's start with the crossplay stress test, because let's be honest, the idea of Xbox, PlayStation and PC players finally uniting in Baldur's Gate 3 feels like something out of a fantasy novel. It's been such a long time coming. Later this month, Larian is opening the doors to a patch 8 stress test where players from all three platforms can join forces or just try and break the system, as stress tests tend to go, and see what crossplay has to offer. You can still take part. You'll just have to register through Larian's network, and console players, you'll also need to grab the Xbox Insider Hub app if you're playing on the Xbox. I'll leave all the important links below. Unfortunately, Mac players, whilst you will have crossplay at launch, sadly you're sitting this stress test out. And Larian want us to go all out, test the crossplay system to its limits, and help them iron out any bugs before the official release. Imagine gathering your friends regardless of platform and finally deciding as a group who gets to pick the dialogue options or just watch the chaos unfold as someone accidentally fireballs the entire party. Good times. It must be great to have friends. I'm kidding, I have one. So what else do we know about patch 8? Well, we have photo mode, so finally you'll be able to immortalize your perfectly timed Karlach grin or Astarion staring dramatically into the void. Photo mode lets you tweak the camera angles, adjust the facial expressions, and even add after effects like color grading, frames, and stickers. Really cool. Larian described photo mode as a love letter to the Baldur's Gate 3 community. It's a chance to celebrate your adventures in Faerûn and turn them into keepsakes, memes, or other overly sexualized material, I'd imagine. But there's more. Patch 8 is also introducing 12 new subclasses, one for each class in the game. That's right, every single class is getting shiny new toys to play with, complete with custom animations and effects. So whether you're re-rolling your character for the millionth time or trying a new playstyle, these subclasses are going to add a fresh new layer of chaos to any party. The full subclass changes can be seen in the previous community update, and there's a lot to be excited about for sure. Now for all of you console peasants out there, I'm kidding, I do love you really. Here's the news you've been waiting for. Larian is back to curating mods for consoles. So they had a brief pause over the holidays, which a lot of people were quite unhappy about actually. But the team have now resumed their pre-Christmas pace of reviewing and approving mods, which means you can expect even more mods to drop on Xbox and PlayStation regularly, hopefully on a weekly cadence like we saw before, and hopefully we will soon start to see some of the PC's best mods finally make their way over. And from what I've read, it seems as though the issue stopping the race mods from making the transition has been ironed out, or at least is in the process of, so we should start to see some of the better race mods like the Aasimar come available soon on consoles, and I'll keep you posted here. In the meantime, however, we can all celebrate over 100 million mod downloads by enjoying, admiring Withers, big old naturals, just a little bit longer. Of course, no patch is complete without a round of bug fixes, and patch 8 is no exception. Larian has been hard at work squashing some of the game's more, let's call them memorable issues. For instance, Shadowheart will no longer be mistakenly presumed dead when she's very much alive. Halsin will finally show up in Act 2 if you save him. No more awkward camp ghosting. And Barkus, he's no longer getting blocked by random items like cauldrons during conversations. Poor guy. There's also some performance improvements for the Adamantine Forge and fixes to third-party mod loading and compatibility screens. And Minthara, she's finally learned that knocked out isn't the same as dead, which means she'll now reliably appear in Moonrise Towers. And for all of you Mac players out there, if you even exist, the minimum specs are being updated for patch 8, meaning you'll need a slightly beefier system to run the game at a minimum. Check the community update for full spec details. And this is just a quick taste of the updates coming with patch 8. It's a big one, a bittersweet moment that marks the apparent end of Larian's major updates for Baldur's Gate 3. However, I can't lie, I'm not fully convinced that's the truth, as it seems highly possible we might be seeing some kind of dungeon master mode based on previous clues, and I'm keeping everything crossed. Will you be signing up for the patch 8 stress test, and what are you most looking forward to with this patch? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates as we march towards patch 8. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown or found it useful, give it a like, you legends, because every click helps this channel grow. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in Faerûn.